So let's take you through the starting grid here for the A final. It's Victory Lane's Louis Bazire from France on home soil, looking for a maximum score. He'll be joined by Fusion Motorsport Benelux Progress Racing's Didier Kreeft on the front row of the grid. It's Henze Racing Team and Fusion Motorsport with Adam Vida and Stig de Rademaker rounding out row number 2. Belgium's Antoine Duval from Eurokarting will be joined by countryman Aurelio Giustinelli for TB Kart on row 3. Noah Grenier for Eurokarting and Croc Promotions Henry Carter round out row 4. Victory Lane have another kart in the top 10, courtesy of the 164 of Aurélien Lemaire, who will be joined by VDK Racing's Edouard Gauffoy. They complete your top 10. TD Official Racing Team's Tamar Koopmans and Fusion Motorsport Benelux Progress Racing's Laurens de Kock round out row 6. It's also another Fusion Motorsport Benelux kart in the form of Cesc Pedersen, who's joined on row 7 by Flavio Caira from VDK. WJS Racing's hopes lie on Jamado Hoft on the inside of row number 8, joined by RSD Karting's Mela Taylor. Danny Burrs from WJS will be joined by Falcons Bink van Scheindel on row 9, completing the top 20. TD Official Racing Team's Vigo Moons and SRS's Maxime Linders. Rounding out the 36 strong grid will be as follows. Falcons Yves Rie, RSD Karting's Timio Riflar, Euro Karting's Yanni Vandenbosch, Victory Lane's Luxemburger, Alexandre Point, TD Officials Lennon Henriquez, Euro Karting's Nathan Best, Team Corners Sam Gluck, OKS's Anton Bathidou, DFK's Finn Rossen, Maurice Verkreuz from MCK Racing, Optima Performance's Charlie Myers, and then it's Mathis Landin, Jean Rodriguez, Antoine Boots, Leopold Verman, and Manuel Charbonnier on the Pantano for TYS Racing, rounding out the 36 strong grid. Looks like Manuel Charbonnier might not have exited pit lane. So we could have 35 runners and riders starting this race. How many will we have after this one? Well, who knows? Hard activity down in Parc Fernet as the X30 Senior B finalists have gone through the weighbridge, or they're going through the weighbridge, and there are technical checks being done as we speak. But we are set. We are ready for this last A final of X30 Junior. The B final will conclude the racing action here at Ostricourt before we say goodbye to them and see them again at the Home of Champions 25th, 26th of July for round 3, the halfway point of the 2025 season. As into the tram lines we go for the final time for the X30 Juniors. The A final is revs up, lights out, we're underway! Plume of rooster tails spiral into the air as we head into turn 1 with Bazire leading the way as they hurtle their way through turn 1. Great aerial drone shot as you see the amount of jockeying for position, particularly towards the bottom part of the top 15. Into turn 3 for the opening tour. One of the Fusion karts goes wide to the outside at turn 3. One driver's done the Joker lap already and has caught the grass and has got severe mud, grass and other parts of lint probably in the grooves of the tyres that are connected to the chassis. 3 wide and a spinner! Oh, make that 2 and the kart scatter, and someone has nowhere to go. And there's more drama through turn 8. They're scattering like skittles in a bowling alley. The first 60 seconds have been absolutely crazy here in the A final. But Bazire has kept calm, kept composed, and leads after the opening lap. 5-second time penalty. Couldn't make out the number, but I will get confirmation through the announcements on the live timing very, very shortly. But oh my goodness, that first lap, chaotic at best, and it all went horribly wrong, starting at turn 6 and 7. Turn 8, as I said, skittles in a bowling alley. 4 wide coming out of turn 3. Oh, dearie, dearie me. That is just how close these drivers are getting to pushing beyond the limit. So, Maxime Linders has tumbled all the way from 20th. That might have been the kart that spun. Not too sure who hit the front bumper of that kart. But it has been a crazy opening lap and a half. So just goes to show the final might not always go the way that some drivers might think. So Louis Bazire canters off into the distance. He's 1.3 seconds ahead of Didier Klieft. Now, bearing in mind, if it stays like it is after this 14-minute plus an additional lap adventure, the big thing is that the lead was only 1 point coming into this part of the championship. So when you look at the points that you get, it's 80 points for a victory and 76 for second. So that lead for Louis Bazire would provisionally expand to a 5-point advantage over Didier Klieft if things were to conclude as they may do now. So the big question is, how far is Louis Bazire wanting to push his victory lane Kart Republic chassis underneath him? Well, at the moment, he has just done a low 19.6 in the opening sector. He's lost nearly a tenth to Didier Klieft. Well, Henry Carter is looking pretty racy on the Croc Promotion chassis. He's chasing down Stig de Rademaker, who is one half of the breading for the Henze Racing Fusion Motorsport sandwich at the moment, because right in the middle of that is Adam Vida from Henze Racing Team in P3. You see a wonderful little shot. That's the inside of turn 3 going into turn 4. But at the moment, Bazire, right, okay, 117 gets the warning, black and white warning flag from race control. That is Lennon Henriquez for the TD official racing team, who has lost 6 positions over the opening 3 laps. Didier Klieft new fastest lap. Stig de Rademaker purple in sector 1. In sector 2, it's sector 2 and 3, Didier Klieft. Oh, I've got an interesting statistic now again as well, reference senior X30. I think I count 15 front fairing penalties. So in the 2 respective finals, for seniors, we've had a total of nearly 30 front fairing penalties. So it's 26 times 5 seconds. It's a lot. That makes it that's 2 minutes and 10 seconds of total penalties distributed for front fairings. But Bazire just doing exactly what he needs to do, just calmly getting on with the business at hand. 1.7 seconds up the road from Didier Klieft. There's some wonderful shots here from our aerial drone following some of the drivers, which includes the 137 of Henry Carter from the Croc Promotion team, closing in once again on Stig de Rademaker for Fusion Motorsport. He's been, for as long as I've either been in the commentary box or followed karting, Stig de Rademaker has been aligned with the team for a very long time and has showcased always good prowess. Part of the foundation, if you will, of Fusion Motorsport, but he's trying to close in on Adam Vida. It's easier said than done when you're not in that dirty air of the kart. Look at how you're seeing how difficult it is for these karts in some respects to be controlled under braking. And a perfect example was what we saw just then with Adam Vida, most specifically. And the reason being is that he really was, applying the a heavy left foot down onto a brake pedal, and because the brake systems are on the back axle, that's where the twitchiness starts. Oh, Henry Carter looking up the inside. Great move there for P4. Gets neatly through on Stig de Rademaker. Rademaker tries to make the offensive move back through the next left-hander down the hill. But Carter holds his line for the moment. Bazire leading now by 1.9 seconds. Didier Kieft has got the fastest lap of the race in the pocket. 1 minute 12.932. De Rademaker closing in on Carter through turn 2 into turn 3. They are actually indirectly working together, so to speak. So Carter... Oh, but De Rademaker slowed! All of a sudden, Stig de Rademaker slowed. He lost about 3 seconds. Now, was there something awry? Now, could this be the fact that Stig de Rademaker, if he's picked up a problem now, how heavily could that affect him? I'm going to wait to see how much time he lost in sector number 2. They're about to cross the beam for that. Stig de Rademaker, well, it didn't cost him that much time, but it was the opening sector. He lost 2 seconds. 2 seconds was what Stig de Rademaker lost on that opening sector, which is now going to put him effectively 6 seconds behind race leader Bazire at the moment, depending on how far ahead Bazire has gotten over Didier Kieft, and now the gap expands from 1.9 to nearly 2.1 seconds. So Bazire really... Oh, and we've got a drama at the far top right-hand corner of the circuit. There is a driver off. And I'm trying to pick out the livery. Think it might be a WJS racing car. That could be... No, that's Anton Bathidou that has just gone. The OKS driver from France, I think, might have just been the casualty on that one. And yeah, unfortunately, that is going to be Anton Bathidou, I'm afraid. But Bazire doing exactly what he needs to, just keeping a calm, you know, a calm young head on those broadening shoulders of his, especially with the team that he runs with. And Victor Martin's now being part of the Williams program after a long term with Alpine for many a year. But Bazire, with 4 minutes to go, now has a 2.2 second advantage plus change. And on his home circuit here at Ostricourt, well, you wouldn't really want to bet against anyone like that. He was absolutely sterling here last year, trying to fight as best he could for the remainder of the championship season. But it was a real shame for him not to be able to get the crown, which was won by the person from the Netherlands, Juice Mulder, who was also top rookie that year. Looks like there has been a change. Is that Henry Carter through on Adam Vida? Yes. P3 for the Brit. And Stig de Rademaker is about 3.1 seconds behind that battle. Those 2 seconds he lost on the previous tour were crucial. He just came out of turn 3 and the cart just bogged down completely. Right, 5 second time penalty going to, I think that might be 74. Antoine Boots. So that could be for possibly causing a collision. So approximate air temperature at the moment around about 18 degrees centigrade. Those cloud cover, the cloud cover up ahead is looking a little bit grayer as well, I'm afraid to say. But the way things are going, these laps are going quite quickly by, and Louis Bazire, le pilote français pour l'équipe Vitry Lane, a décidé de prendre l'avantage dans cette finale A de X30 Junior avec un avantage de plus de 2,8 secondes avant le pilote néerlandais Didier Klieft. So it has been a pretty flawless race so far. Another 5-second time penalty coming in, but Bazire is like a metronome. He's hitting every apex, every braking point, accelerating out of the corner at the right place, right time. This is exactly what he needed. He needed to come to a circuit that he knows very, very well. But Didier Klieft could lose out a little bit more. Reason being, Henry Carter is closing in. The Croc Promotion driver from the United Kingdom is trying his level best. Carter has got through on Adam Vida. Now has a sniff, a whisper of an opportunity within the next possibly 2 to 3 laps. As we hit the final minutes of this race, plus an additional lap still to go. Bazire just absolutely, he's the boss in the room. He's going to come through to start our penultimate lap of this A final. So Bazire in the number 83 crosses the line. Didier Klieft is being reeled in a little bit here. Henry Carter went quicker by over 2 tenths. So the win might not be on the cards for the Croc Promotion driver from the United Kingdom, but he definitely has an opportunity to give it a go and try for second. He closes up to Didier Klieft through turn 3. Now into the left at 4 and then the left at 5 before the next 2 left-handers as you go over the slight bump and the change in tarmac through into turn 6. There you go, there's the bump. Cars are looking a little bit more planted than Didier Klieft as they exit out of turn 7. Will Carter go for the lunge into 8? No, he decides not to do it. He's going to wait until they get out of the chicane and then really put the hammer down. And look, he's right on the rear bumper of Didier Klieft. Is he going to go for the move? He's going to try, threading the eye of the needle, and Carter's through! Carter's through with just over a lap remaining. He makes the move on Didier Klieft to the top right-hand corner of the circuit. And Klieft did not, well, try to fight it. But one more lap. Dernier tour ici en la finale X30 Junior. Finale A. Et à la tête de la course, c'est le pilote français de l'équipe Victory Lane. Le numéro 83, Louis Bazire, who has got an advantage now of 4.1 seconds. This will be a maximum score for the Frenchman, and well deserved. 2 wins and a 3rd place. It came down to the top 3 after the ranking after heats being decided by just 5 points. 2 points covering the trio. And Bazire has made it count when it's mattered the most at the 3rd of the way through the championship season and on home soil. After this, Bazire is going to be clearly in the mix. And Carter has managed to get away from Didier Klieft, but there is Louis Bazire. The corners are counting down. The checkered flag awaits. And on home soil, it's going to be a celebration, not only for Victory Lane, mais félicitations! Total domination par Louis Bazire! 160 points. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, so to speak. And now he goes off at turn 1 while celebrating. Absolutely brilliant. We've had sideways Tokyo drift from Kevin Lantinga. We have Louis Bazire losing it coming out of turn 1, just celebrating. And there you can see the emotion. That's what it means to the French driver from Victory Lane in the 83. A total haul of 160 points, and he leaves home soil as provisional championship leader. 13 laps completed. The winning margin by Louis Bazire, the 83 from Victory Lane, nearly 3.9 seconds. Croc Promotion in the United Kingdom will be taking a bit of silverware home because Henry Carter started down on the outside of row number 4 and finishes second ahead of Didier Kreeft, who will hold on to second in the championship standings provisionally after this race. Adam Vida, Stig de Rademaker, Noah Grignet, Antoine Duval, Aurelio Giustinelli, Edouard Gouffoy and Lorenz de Kock round out the top 10. Sex Pedersen, Bing van Schijndel, Merle Taylor, Viggo Moons, Temo Koopmans, Flavio Caira, Danny Burrs, Charlie Myers, Jamaro Hoft, Aurelien Lemaire round out the top 20. Shout out to Charlie Myers, 13 places from 31st on the grid to finish 18th. Great job by the youngster from the UK. 21st, Yanis van den Bosch, then Timio Rifla, Leopold Furman, Nathan Best, Lennon Henriquez, Jan Rodriguez, Sam Geluc, Alexandre Point, Yves Rie, Maurice Vercroys. Then we've got Maxime Leaders, Mathis Londin, Antoine Boots rounding out the 33 that finished. Finn Rossen unfortunately retired on lap number 8 ahead of, with Anton Bathidou out on lap 6. Manuel Charbonnier retired on lap 3. But it's celebration, it's jubilation as the home soil hero Louis Bazire picks up a maximum score here at Racing Kart JPR in Ostricourt.